and other comrades from New Zealand and Australia, and friends and comrades present here, and people from different walks of life. Warm good afternoon and namaste. It's really a great pleasure to have our friends here today from different countries. Just a few days before, we welcomed our Cuban comrade, Mistress Lima from ECAP. So we had a very nice session, nice talk with her, and there was a nice interaction as well. And just yesterday, we welcomed comrades from Sri Lanka. They visited our city and Saint City, and we had a nice talk with them as well. And today, we are with our friends and comrades from US, Australia, and New Zealand. So these things are actually happening in order to strengthen our relation, our people-to-people relation, our relation among anti-imperialist forces or parties or organizations in the world. So this program itself is yet another solidarity program, solidarity among us, solidarity with Cuban revolutionary people. Today we are marking 60 years of Cuban Revolution. So 1959, January 1st. Still we would proudly like to recall that day, the day when Cuban revolutionary people won or got victory, when socialist people or people in Cuba, they established socialism in the very periphery of US imperialism, just some 90 miles around US imperialism. So it's our pride to send our greetings, it's our pride and pleasure to extend our solidarity with Cuban comrades, Cuban friends, Cuban people, and Cuba, Communist Party of Cuba as well. So, taking all this matter seriously, we have been interacting, and still we are interacting, and it's, yes, very much proudly I must mention here, there was a nice or fruitful session or interaction with our friends. Our chairman, Rohit, was there for a couple of hours. The discussion went or continued for a couple of hours, and I hope the feelings or the ideas exchanged will bring us closer and will surely make us stronger. In fact, we do know that Cuba is the land of revolutionary heroes. Cuba is the land of Jose Marti. Cuba is the land of Che and Fidel. So, these are the reasons that bring us closer. These are the reasons that we celebrate Cuban Revolution and Cuban socialism. And this meeting itself is another solidarity meeting that we have been continuously marking. So this year is the year of 60 years of Cuban Revolution, and I hope throughout the year we will be celebrating, and the working class people and the people who really love socialism, who really love justice and peace will be marking the 60th anniversary of Cuban Revolution. So the beautiful aspect of Cuban Revolution, I think, in my opinion, is the revolutionary legacy. The legacy that is there in the Cuban Revolution, that is the beautiful aspect, and I hope that will remain intact forever. We would like to extend from this gathering as well, we would like to extend our firm solidarity with the Cuban people who are fighting for socialism, who are defending socialism, who are fighting against US imperialism and all the colonialist forces. But in our part, when we discuss about our domestic politics or the politics in Nepal, we have been talking, we have been sharing. Once again, I would like to mention in this gathering as well. Nepal Communist Party has majority in all three tiers of the government, three layers of the government. But the tragedy is the corruption is rapidly intensifying or rapidly increasing day by day. Criminal cases are increasing by leaps and bounds. And the criminals deluge of criminals have entered inside the Communist Party, so-called Communist Party. Some weeks ago, it must be a few weeks ago, famous, let's say, criminal, a person who also won the election provincial parliament in Manam. I don't think I should mention the name here. He got the membership of Nepal Communist Party. So they are defaming, their acts, their behaviors are defaming the communist movement. This is the tragedy. The working class is suffering a lot and their condition is turning wretched every day. The working class people, the sufferings of working class people, when we have to mention, really it's a tragic thing. In our case, the national security is in great threat. The national security, especially from the southern side, especially from Indian expansionism, there is national threat in our security. So, Indian expansionism is conspiring against Nepal, and always Indian expansionism always wants to keep Nepal under its shadow, under its security umbrella. And Nepali ruling class leaders, Nepali ruling class party leaders have turned to be puppet of Indian monopoly capitalism. The US is intensifying its interference in Nepal through Asia-Pacific policy. This is yet another, this is the recent most incident and recent most, let's say, tragic thing in our case, in our domestic politics. This is a small picture of Nepali politics and Nepali ruling class party. And this picture proves the ruling party is a pseudo-communist. We do know that in communist ideology, merely winning an election doesn't make much sense. Just gaining many votes and majority is not sufficient. Majority is itself not always a whole or a complete entity. Communists believe in radical changes and bringing changes in working class people's life, daily life. Communists believe in serving the needy and poor people selflessly. Communists learn from world working class movements and uprisings and go for the preparation for new one or for new people's movement. The heart of communists is the principle. The heart of communists is the Communist Manifesto, let's say. So keeping all these matters in mind, Nepal Workers and Peasants Party is struggling since last 5 decades. We all know the history of Nepal Workers and Peasants Party is the history of anti-imperialism. The history of Nepal Workers and Peasants Party is the history of the struggle against Indian expansionism and Indian monopoly capital. So this is the pride of new generation, this is the pride of people as well. So Nepal Workers and Peasants Party is preparing and marching ahead for socialist system in Nepal. So Nepal, briefly speaking, Nepal Workers and Peasants Party is a communist party, and Nepal Workers and Peasants Party has been fighting, will be fighting against US imperialism and all the imperialist forces of the world. So from this meeting as well, we would like to convey, once again we would like to convey our greetings to our Cuban comrades, and also once again we would like to congratulate, we would like to welcome, we would like to express our gratitude to our guests, to our comrades, to our friends from different countries. Thank you very much.